Folks, I'm going to have a serious chat with you all here, and there's no sarcasm intended. It's really a pointless, stupid waste with what just happened. We had a man named Omar Ahmed, I think, or something. He was an anesthesiologist here in Broward County, Florida, okay? And I'm going to give you the rundown. He was probably, hang on a second. I don't know how old he was. Let me check that. I will tell you how old he was. Give me a second. No, it says this guy's name is Omar Awan. He's a 48-year-old anesthesiologist. It was driving a leased Tesla, and he lost control on a South Florida parkway, and the car slammed into a palm tree. And he's filed a wrongful death suit in Broward County, Florida here. Now, we are going to talk about this, okay? Part of the reason that this man died is because he believed the lie without thinking, okay? And I'm really sorry that he died. It's too bad. But he had a lot to live for. He was obviously a young man, relatively speaking, and he was supposed to be smart. If you're an anesthesiologist, you're supposed to be pretty smart. So how does somebody who's an anesthesiologist wind up dead in a Tesla? By believing lies. That's how. So if you think for a minute that you can drive in a car with automobile that's run on battery power, you're fooling yourself without danger. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm not Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I will tell you something that I know right now. Do you think that you could launch a rocket into outer space with batteries? Yeah, they're working on it. No. And they're not going to be working on it. Do you know why? Because in physics, the least efficient way of developing horsepower to weight is using batteries. Any kind of batteries. Now, certainly lithium batteries are better because they're smaller now. But the battery-operated car idea was not a new idea. Battery-operated cars were used in the 80s. They were prototypes in the 80s. The car companies, GM especially, they tried to make these cars, and they had problem after problem after problem, and they gave up. That's essentially what happened. It wasn't just GM either. There were others. Now, in the 70s, they did have, right here, in Florida, in Broward County, they had meter maids, and the meter maids used to recharge their cars at night. They were those little mini things, and they suffered from numerous problems. I know because they got rid of them around, I think around 82, they were gone. Because when I came here in 82, I saw the last of them in 1982. So they had phased them out right then that year. I don't think there were any left after 82, maybe one in 83, and then they were gone. Now, folks, I told you that you could get something out of this channel when you subscribe to this channel. Even when you don't and you just stop in, you may be able to glean something off this channel. Trying to create horsepower with batteries is not the way they do it. And if you talk to any pilot who flies an airplane, they will tell you what batteries are really, really good for. They're good for electronics, they're good for lights, you know, a certain amount of low voltage lighting systems and so forth like that. What you don't want to do with it is you do not want to use the entire battery to run the car. That's the problem. But you see, people are buying into this idea. They think they're real clever, and they know nothing of physics, not even the first thing. So as a result, you're getting a bunch of people who are dangerously ignorant, like unfortunately this man was here who died in this crash. He struck out twice. The first thing he did was he did not understand the dangers of driving in a car that has hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of lithium batteries in it. And I guess that doesn't mean anything to you people, but you folks better start waking up. Because if you get into an accident and those batteries are breached, you now have a toxicity problem. That's A. So your breathing will be compromised. Number two, you have a fire danger, and you also have a burn. Other than the obvious, which is fire, you could also have spitting out battery acid. So, of course, lithium is poison. Even when they put people on lithium, they can't do it, I don't think, for longer than 90 days because it builds up in the system and it goes into the fat tissue. It's not a good thing. And they have ways to get the lithium out of the human body. They try, at least. Whether they succeed, I don't know. But they try. So what is the point of all this? The point to all of this is you've got people that are gullible. Okay? And that was the problem with this young man here. He's a little younger than me. He was gullible, and he thought that being an anesthesiologist, that he was on his, and I don't even know this man, I don't know him from Adam, but he must have thought that he had the world on a short string, and everything was going to just go the way he thought. He probably cruised into Starbucks, he probably had lots of Bitcoin, he probably had lots of everything. That was the thing you buy into now, okay? And he paid with his life. So, my advice to you folks out there, remember, I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, okay? Rally against battery-operated cars. You do not want them. Battery-operated cars cannot be used with lead-acid batteries, which are safer, but they will still blow up. I had one blow up in my face one time. I was lucky I didn't go blind. Okay, if not deaf either. I was using one for my solar panel, and it leaked. That's all it took. Pardon me for a second. Are you there? Are you there? Yeah. Anyways, look, we're going to take care of Race. He's going to start learning. I've got lots and lots of letters there that I've sent you. And there's 68 of them, I think, or 67 of them. And he's going to read them, and then he's going to get his birthday gift, which is going to be $50 US. You understand? And the reason I'm doing that is because Race has not bothered to contact me for 16 months. I don't have a son. All I have is somebody that comes up and talks to me every once in a while. So I don't mind that. But the problem is, I don't need my son to like me. You understand? That's not important. What's important is that I teach him how to be a human being. And right now, he's not. If he can develop 50% human blood, he has a great chance of being so superior to the people over there in the Philippines, you have no idea. Okay? Believe me when I tell you. And that's what we're going to have to do. So on those letters, which is probably a deceased woman now, because those letters were from 1967, that's going to be a story, and we're going to figure out what it was that she was writing those two men. Those two men were dating her at the same time. So they were quite different in their personalities, and this should help Race. So we may be able to do this very quickly if he puts his best foot forward, and we do these in maybe a week, maybe less. Okay? But that will give him something to build himself up and really march above his people over there, okay? And that's what we have to do. And I don't care about birthday parties. And I don't care about cakes. And I don't care about anything else. We have to get Race learning English. Are you there? Are you there? Yeah. Okay, well now that echo is gone. So that's what we're going to do, Mila. And we have to do it as quickly as possible. Because once you get to be 13, 14, 15 years old, yeah, anyways, that's just my wife calling with my son, who's not speaking English at all. He's speaking a monkey variant of it. And it is not good, not good. So I've sent him some interesting letters that he should read. Of probably the woman died, and she was from 1967, and they lived in the Midwest. And evidently she had two boyfriends that she was writing to it, dating at the same time. And one of them was like a jock. He was like a football jock. And the other one was an art guy, which my son excels at with art. He's amazing. My son writes with both hands. He's ambidextrous. He can do artistry with both hands. It's all normal to him. So the other guy, not the jock, but the other guy is ridiculous. He's got this handwriting which is so elegant. It's amazing. So I think my son Race will appreciate that. Anyways, this was just kind of off the cuff here, folks. We don't need any battery-powered cars, not right now. Okay, perhaps in the future we will develop a battery which is non-explosive, which is non-corrosive. You understand? And they'll show people taking a bath with the battery acid. That's when you know that your cars are safe. Okay? Until then, you're going to be stuck in yuppie world and Starbucks world and the world of the uneducated and people who think that they know a lot more than they really do. And if this young man, I say young man only because he was younger than me, if he understood the dangers, he would have thought twice about leasing that car. He would have thought twice. Believe me, he probably wasn't a poor man. Probably wasn't. And anesthesiologists make a pretty fair living. But we wish him his condolences. But this should go out as a lesson for the rest of you young people. Learn from his death. He died for you, you know. He did. He died. He paid the ultimate price. He made two mistakes. He was operating a battery-operated car with high voltage. And folks, you understand, don't you? Are you folks getting this? Do you understand? If a battery-operated car gets into an accident, you don't only have to worry about the lithium leaking out of the battery. It can electrify the car. They can't cut you out of it. Do you understand that? Or are you too stuck on your Bitcoin? That's it. That's my thing. And, it's too bad what happened. But this is what happens when people think that they're real smart and they don't understand the first thing about chemistry, for God's sakes. Later.